G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we're going to be having a look at the F-4 Phantom and how it stacks up in the current meta of War Thunder at top tier. Now, in any discussions regarding top tier, I've already spoken about 10.0 and what happens there. It's not good, it's not fun. I've already covered that, but for now I'd just like to talk about 10.3 and the 10.3 vehicles specifically. So, in this particular case, just understand that I know how it feels to be a 10.0, and I get that, but we're just going to be talking about the higher spots for now. So, how does the Phantom sort of fit into this top tier meta? Honestly, it fits fine. The way it is, the way it feels, the way it plays, seems to be unique in its own way. It seems to bring something to the table, and it also seems to balance out just fine. Now, a lot of people who may have flown the Phantom last patch may have realized that the wing slats, in combat at least, seem to not be functional. I'm not really sure. That's what I've been told, or at least the maneuverability in some way of the Phantom has been reduced. Does that really affect the Phantom in a meaningful way? In this case, I don't think so. The way the Phantom itself is not really there for its performance. It's not really there for its turn rate. It's not really there for its acceleration either, because the MiG-21 SMT seems to beat that. It's there for its avionics. The F-4 Phantom's avionics are unparalleled in any other plane. No other plane at top tier that I can think of has flares, has RWR, has a really, really strong radar, and 4 AIM-9Js, as well as a Vulcan cannon, as well as decent acceleration, as well as being good at altitude, and that can dogfight in some cases, and that can run away in some cases. It seems like the American tech tree at top tier, both for tanks and jets, is just all-rounders. It always seems to have been the case in, back in the day before patch 1. Before Supersonic, basically. You had the Hunter, that was the super speedy boy. You had the CL-13 that pulled energy out of bloody nowhere. You had the MiG-17 that kind of did the same but was good at dogfighting and less good at pulling energy. You had the MiG-15 that was all energy and no speed. The Meteor that was sort of suffering. The Venom that was really good at turning. And then you had the Sabre that sort of just sat in the middle. It did a little bit of everything, and it had decent guns and weapons. It's kind of the same case that we have here. And honestly, I really like it. I really like the way that top tier has played out, and I think that this particular patch might just be the golden age for Missile Thunder. Anyway, using these good avionics, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself in a situation where I can get the jump on a particular enemy plane. I spotted a dot using the radar, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a lock on him so I can figure out roughly how fast he's heading away from me, and roughly, if I can get a launch. Generally, I will not launch a missile at someone if they are going towards me at a rate of more than 400 meters per second. It seems to be the upper limit of being able to get the kill. Now, you can see a second missile go in there. So, I did not see the EJ behind me, but he launched a missile at the Mirage, and I set him on fire. So, look, he ate my beans, but it's okay. We're working together, and we're getting a fantastic job done. Now, this F-100 here, I really feel sad for the F-100 in its current state. I think that's enough to be said about that one. Oh, man. If you fly an F-100, an American one, at this tier, my advice would be, don't. It would genuinely be don't. Anyway, back to the gameplay. There's an F-4E that is looking at my booty hole, and he's going to go immediately down because I believe someone fires a missile at him, and there goes the MiG-21 straight after him. Now, if you don't have planes, enemy players, dogpiling onto your ass as a Phantom, you're going to do okay. If you do, I don't think there are many planes that can do anything about it. Save maybe the Draken, and even then, if you turn hard enough, you'll be put into an energy state where easy pickings for the first guy that went up into the zoom climb for you. Anyway, this F4E is he's got a few people on his booty, and what I'm basically doing in a Phantom is zooming around the map, looking for targets of opportunity. I'm looking for people that might be in a bit of trouble, and they might have a player that's sort of hard focused on them, I'm looking for anyone that's slow. And of course, I'm trying to remain fast myself. The key with jets is to basically never lose your speed. The moment you lose your speed, you become really easy pickings. And the moment I saw that F-4C pop up onto the radar, I immediately got quite spooked. That thing can close the distance a lot quicker than I can run away from it, and it's actually not a bad plane, judging by the way that I've faced the Phantoms. And you can see, despite it not being a great turner, you can still keep up if you want to, if I want to conserve a bit of speed. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to bleed all my speed, but this F-4C gets himself a little bit tunnel visioned. Now, I'm going to lock onto whatever I can, and I can see this F-4C, and then I get a missile launched straight at me. A Lightning F-6 comes up to me right on my booty hole. I did not realize the Lightning F-6 could just pull like this and slot in so easily. I managed to dodge another, what is it, a red top? I think that'll be a red top. That was really, really close, and I probably should have, shot out some flares, and he is still keeping up with me. Now, I gave the Lightning F-6 a go. I really didn't see an improvement, except it didn't just pull like it used to. I don't know where this guy's getting it from. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put myself into a turn, especially because I have a MiG trailing my ass. Now, I don't want him to launch a missile while he's burning and get the kill posthumously. That makes me sad, because I don't like dying to people that are already dead. I like doing it to people, so, I mean, I can't complain. But anyway, I'm going to launch a missile back at that good old F-4C. He seems to be traveling in a straight line. I don't know if he blacked out or something, but, free kill for me, I suppose. And you can see here this Mirage. I only realized he was traveling towards me when I saw that the distance he was at was 1 kilometer. You really should be pulling off a lot earlier than that. Now, here is my chance to strike. The Lightning seems to be turning away from me. The Mirage, not interested in me. These are 2 easy kills that I can get if I can get my missile on target really quickly. The Lightning's turning, which means that he'll be an easy target. And I warm up, or cool down a missile, whatever you want to call it. I prep a missile, that's better, and send it towards the Lightning. I didn't think it was going to strike the Lightning at first, but I guess Lightning does strike twice, unfortunately for him. So, the Mirage, nice and slow. I managed to lock him with the radar, which slaves the missile to that target and makes it a really easy kill. That is some very, very easy kill stuff. And you know what? That makes me a happy man. However, I'm out of missiles. I'm on, I think it was 3 kills. I managed to boop him a little bit with the 20 mils, and this is where you start to see some potato. Yep, I have managed to somehow only get hits on this guy, but that's not a problem because I can always re-engage. Now, in this case, I'm going to try and fly underneath him to try and get him to pull a maneuver which might result in him ripping his wings. Yep, you can do that sort of stuff in War Thunder. Oh my god. It's just too good. I had to have a laugh, man. Some of these things that happen, you just don't expect. Like, my very first game in the Draken, I was killed by another spinning Draken, and I got... I was very, very confusion, and it made me very upsetty spaghetti. Do you know what also makes me very upsetty spaghetti? Running out of fuel. Have a look at my fuel gauge. I'm on 3 minutes. Now, in this particular plane, I take, I think it's 20 minutes of fuel, which is the second option. It's not min, and it's the one below max. You don't take max fuel, for me at least, because you just end up being a slow, big whale, and I don't know. I like a little bit of performance with my performance. So what I tend to do is take a little bit less fuel, and that removes a little bit of endurance. So I'm having to go off afterburner, and it's only because this MiG decided to turn in on the MF, that's how I get my kill. And he burns, and I get my ace. It's funny, because I got myself an ace for the very first time in a Mach 2 capable jet on the Mirage, which you just saw on the channel, and this is my second one. It's really weird, but I have not managed to get one in the 21 MF or the F4C. I don't know why. I suppose you just have to have the enemies sometimes just fall into your lap. And in this case, this is exactly what happened because I positioned myself in the correct way. It's not always going to end up like this, but sometimes it just happens. And when it does, it's really rewarding. And for me, the Phantom being the embodiment of everything in one package, it's great. And honestly, if you haven't ever used the Phantom, definitely worth a go. It's not that bad at the moment, and judging by the way I've seen it in battles against me, as well as flying it myself, I can genuinely recommend the Phantom as a fairly decent jet. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.